This is the second of three short presentations that look at TVET and e-learning in Australia. The first looked at the policy context. This looks at the sorts of outcomes that have been achieved through the centralised coordination of e-learning implementation in Australia. The focus here is on visible resources that have been developed as a result of the initiatives in Australia and the sorts of uptake of various applications that has occurred over time. There is no emphasis on the impact of professional development, with the exception of the implications of professional development and staff skills on uptake and attitudes towards e-learning. This is not to suggest that professional development initiatives have been unimportant in the Australian context. On the contrary, they have been central to implementation. As a result of e-learning initiatives in Australia, a number of online information portals have been established. Some of these are at a Commonwealth level, others at a state level, and some at the training provider level. They provide access not only to resources for learning and assessment, but also for administrative functions that students engage in on a regular basis. A number of resources have become available as a result of the Australian Flexible Learning Framework initiatives for course development, as well as support from the states and territories. The most visible of these are the flexible learning toolboxes. Flexible learning toolboxes are established as standalone, interactive e-learning courses. Of recent years, these courses have also been divided into learning objects so that providers now have a range of alternatives in respect to toolbox resources. They can either use the entire toolbox as is, or they can use aspects of the toolbox in the form of learning objects, and in either case the toolbox products can be customized to meet the needs of particular client groups. At present, 50 industry areas have toolbox products associated with them. This slide shows the 10 most popular toolbox products in 2006 and 2007. A recent survey of vocational education teachers and their uses of toolbox showed that of almost 1,900 teachers trainers who responded, 41% said that they used toolboxes. Secondly, toolboxes were used in a variety of ways. The most dominant of these is in a mixed mode, partly face-to-face and partly off-site approach. They were also widely used as an optional supplement to learning and as self-directed resources. These findings suggest that toolboxes were commonly used in informal ways as well as in more structured modes, such as off-campus delivery. A more broad-based survey of the uptake of e-learning in the Australian vocational system has been undertaken since 2005 in what has been called the e-learning benchmarking project. This survey takes a very broad view of the definition of e-learning. It includes applications such as the distribution of resources, electronic submission of work, communication through functionalities such as email, bulletin boards, voice technologies, the use of multimedia resources in classrooms as well as remote locations, the use of flexible learning toolboxes, online simulations, and the use of Web 2.0 technologies for knowledge building. Emerging is the use of mobile technologies. Using this definition, the benchmarking project shows that, as of 2007, almost 30% of vocational education and training unit enrolment use some form of e-learning. A weakness of this survey is that it does not quantify the degree to which e-learning is utilised in any unit. Therefore, the frequency or quantum of use of e-learning may be extremely limited or quite extensive. The survey also shows that the distribution of the use of e-learning is not even, with greatest use being in TAFE colleges, that is government funded institutions, and the schools. Even within these organisations, it is now known that those organisations that adopt e-learning are continuing to increase their use, whereas those who have not continue to avoid the use of e-learning. This slide shows the percentage of VET teachers and trainers who report delivering units using e-learning in 2006 and 2007. The survey shows that approximately 2/3 of both students and employees are satisfied with the use of e-learning and would recommend the use of e-learning to others. Let's now turn our attentions to the use of online technology for the use of administrative and business functions. Here we can see that the percentage of training organisations who offer e-business services to students is most common in the area of online publication of general course information and online information on student support services, with online enrolment and online payments and electronic forms not too far behind. This slide shows the percentage of VET students who use various e-business services. The most frequently used is the use of online services for general course information, policies, regulations, online library services, and online access to results. Much less frequently used is online access to the delivery of student support services or online payment and electronic forms. Approximately 60% of both students and employers would recommend e-business services to others. Having looked at the general outcomes of centralised policy in Australia, let's take pause for questions and comments.